Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first ever Stables podcast for the Horse Cult server. My name is Stallion, aka the Hunsanoli, and I am here with my boy Kirby Poo. Go ahead and say
Hello,
hi, Kirby. Hello,
hello,
hello.
hello, everybody.
So, today we're going to be discussing the state of Dauntless. However, before we do that, I would like to give a shout out to all of the people who have helped me boost the server. So, to start off, we have Aurora. So shout out to you, Aurora. You are a very, very special person. Thank you for boosting the server. We have Classified. Thank you, Classified, for boosting the server as well. You're an amazing, amazing, amazing guy. We have ASCII. He's not on right now, but he also boosted the server. Awesome friend as well. We got their Poli. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. But they're Poli, thank you for boosting the server as well. You're an amazing guy as well. We have C Nugget. C Nugget, thank you for boosting the server. You were amazing. You're an amazing birdo as well. Woot woot, yep. And last but not least, we have Uni Chaos. So thank you for boosting the server, Uni Chaos. You are also amazing. You guys are very amazing people, and I appreciate the help that you have given the server. All right, so for today, we are, like I said, speaking about the state of Dauntless. And as you can see right here, we were just talking about, the new concept art as well. Kirby, what
Yep.
is your, what is, I want to say, what are your thoughts on the current state of Dauntless right now?
Sure. So, a little background. I played Dauntless. I'm gonna say maybe like 5, 6 years ago. The
Mm,
last thing I remember before coming back recently was Umbral Escalations. So, coming back to this game now, I see that there's reforges, there's other elementals, and then from that, I heard whispers in the woodworks that there's going to be a complete revamp, and that kind of made me a little concerned, especially with all the progress and effort that I've recently been putting into it, especially the reforges, the +10s, hoping that I get to keep the benefits.
mm-hmm.
One of my thoughts was, well, how are they going to improve it? What are they going to change? Because all I hear was it's an overhaul. So, one
Pretty
of the
much.
things one of the things that I heard was there's gonna be no more neutral monsters, right?
Yeah.
And my question for that would be, well, if there's gonna be no more neutral monsters, what happens to all the, neutral weapons and armors? Do they become kind of exotic by label since you can't get them anymore as there's no more neutral monsters to farm? Or kinda what happens?
So that's a good question. From what I heard on the Dauntless official server, and I'm pretty sure I think the dev blog also mentioned it. I'm pretty sure that once they take out the neutral behemoths and the neutral element, they're gonna implement those or merge them together into other elements. So some behemoths will go to like, let's say that they're neutral now. Some of them will go to like the radiant element. Some of them will go to like the frost or blaze element. So they're going to try to merge them to other elements. So I'm pretty sure they'll do the same thing with the weapons.
So, does that mean that the weapons get a reskin to more closely match with the element? Because you know how if things are Terra, they're looking more earthy. Whereas if you have something, let's use a quill shot, for example, right? Quill shot
Hmm.
looks kind of regular jugular.
Yep.
Same thing with the Nasher. I'm just looking at the sword.
Yep.
Are they gonna kind of give it a reskin to make it look more closer towards that element? Or are they gonna do something, or are they gonna keep the same skin and just call it a new element?
So I'm pretty sure they also mentioned that in the dev blog.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna overhaul some of the neutral weapons because
Mhm.
we do have a list of new weapons. There's a lot of hammers, which I'm also like excited for, to be honest.
That's
So
gonna be
we're getting a
exciting.
lot of hammer. We're also getting a lot of well, not a lot, but some new exotic weapons as well. So I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure that some of those neutral weapons will most likely end up being exotic weapons in the new
Okay,
update. Yeah.
okay. And when you say exotic weapons, you mean like you can no longer get them? Is that what's considered exotic? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, no, that's not what makes them exotic.
Okay.
What makes them exotic is their special abilities. Like if you take Molten Edict, for example, the hammer,
Mhm.
it is like even though it got nerfed, Molten Edict hammer is still OP
Okay.
because of what it is, basically.
Okay.
So what makes a weapon exotic is basically how good and pretty much rare they are. So
Okay.
you have the sword, the hunger, which is also a exotic weapon, and you have the God Hand war pike, which is also an exotic weapon.
Okay.
These weapons were actually pretty OP back in the day.
Mhm.
Yep. Though I
So
rarely see people use the hunger. I'm not.
yeah.
I haven't seen people use the hunger that often now. I'm not sure if they actually ruined it.
Mm. Mhm.
I'm pretty sure maybe they nerfed it to like the point where it's like not so popular right now.
Mm. Do
Yeah.
you think, I guess just from a I wanna say, a user interface standpoint, do you think they'll eventually have a way for whether we're looking through our inventory or even through like shops where we can filter them out by element or if they're exotic? Like, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think I know that you're talking about like let's
Like
say
instead of scrolling through all of
yeah,
it, right? If you could
like a
just
little search bar where you pick like a drop down menu where you pick the element that you want to search for.
yeah, or something that
Yeah.
you can click that checks, "Hey, I'm only looking for
Yeah,
this
yeah.
element."
Um well, I don't see the in like the concept art right here.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure they might. There's still some time for them to make changes because we got
Mhm.
like till summer.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure they might implement those changes. I'm not quite sure though.
Mm. Looking at
Yeah.
that concept art, actually, I noticed
Mhm.
that that it is you see the armor, the weapon. It looks like there's two sets that you can what flip back and forth.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about the other day.
Okay.
They're gonna introduce a system where you can pretty much have two weapons on the same loadout, so that you can switch between each. So you don't have to like change loadouts when you're like in the hunting ground or whatever. So
Hmm.
basically, you can have a combination of well, this is what I'm gonna be running. I'm gonna be running the war pike and I'm gonna be running the hammer.
Makes sense.
So yeah, you'll be able to switch, from warpike to hammer in mid combat and do some combos with them as well.
Mm, okay.
Hmm.
And when you say do combos, as in still stick to the war pike combo, but let's say you want to first wound them, and then
Yep.
after you wound them, switch to the hammer and stagger the crap out of them, right?
Yep. Pretty much.
Okay. Now, just out of curiosity, I guess it looks like to the left side of each weapon and armor icon, there's a certain
Okay.
color, right?
Yeah,
Where you
that's
see it
true.
like green, and then there's blue, and then there's all that. Is that just the element?
Yep.
Is that what
Pretty
it is?
much.
That identifies the element. Okay.
I'm not sure about this though, because it looks like they're putting some extra elements on the
O-
armor. Because if you
Okay.
look, all of this is blaze armor, but if you look at the helmet, it has like frost uh
Yeah.
thing right here. So I'm not sure what they're gonna do with that, to be honest.
Yeah, that
It's
looks a
kind of
little
confusing.
yeah, it does look confusing. Okay.
Yeah. But this
Well,
is just the concept art, nothing is concrete. This is pretty
okay.
much just like to give us an idea.
And that
But
concept art is essentially
mm,
replacing what we see currently in our inventory type deal, like when we look at
yeah,
our equipment.
yeah,
Got it, got it, got it. Okay.
yeah. I'm not sure why they went with the Phalanx armor in this though, because I mean Phalanx is a great behemoth to fight, but when it comes to like the armor and the weapon, it's kind of meh. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a bit
Um,
better than Fenrir because Fenrir just sucks. But at the same time,
mhm. I'm
yeah.
also curious about that 49. Obviously, you have the damage and the resistance on the side,
Mhm.
right? I'm wondering, do you think they're gonna raise the level cap?
Yes, that
Um,
is something that they actually talked about. I think it goes up to 50.
okay.
Yeah.
So that means the EXP grind for a
hmm
reforge is gonna be that much harder.
Yeah, but that's the thing about because I'm not sure if they're going to keep the reforgers
Mm,
because
okay.
they might keep the banners, but when
Mhm.
it comes to like reforgers, I'm not 100% sure if they're going to keep the reforgers.
Okay. So the
Yeah.
update is kind of pretty much still silent about what's going on.
Well, not quite silent, but like the way that they actually like speak about it.
Mhm,
Because from what Aurelia said, Aurelia is one of the devs on the team. She
mhm.
said that reforges are going away.
Oh,
Just going away completely. But then
okay.
again, when you have this concept art right here, you still see the border. So it's
Yes.
like, are you telling us that because you're trying to like, you know, keep us from knowing the truth, or like,
Mhm.
are they really going away?
I guess my
hmm
question is, like, currently with the Slayer's path, right?
Yeah.
We have all these different investments, combat merits, heroic merits. Obviously, once you cap everything out from upgrading
There you go.
resistances, potions, and all of that, what happens to, and maybe I'm
Mhm.
not seeing it correctly, what happens to things like the banked XP? Because I know that was something that's a big thing with Reforge. What is
Well, hmm? Go
Can you
ahead. Sorry.
scroll down there real quick? I
Yeah.
just want to get a clear look. So, from what it looks like,
hmm
what are those tonics? Okay, tonics are
Yeah.
going to be a thing. And then are those all the weapon upgrades that's going to happen?
So yeah, one of the things that they said is they're still going to keep the weapon upgrades, which you needed reforges for. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure how they're gonna do that. That is honestly like very confusing right now
Yeah.
because you need reforgers in order to get these weapon upgrades.
Mm,
So my guess is that they're going to base these weapon upgrades on weapon level now instead of reforging.
mm,
So I'm pretty sure that's. I'm not sure how they're gonna do it, but that should be like the only other way,
mm.
perhaps,
Okay.
because they do require reforgers to be unlocked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, so then if it's going to be based on levels instead of no longer reforges, then my assumption is those who have reforged all of it and unlocked all of it, the update will keep what's unlocked. My question would be,
Hmm.
I'm trying to figure out, especially with the banked XP, right? The whole point of
Yeah.
having banked XP was so that you can store up more levels quicker, level up faster, kind of not
Yeah.
have to grind from 1 to 20, right? But start somewhere halfway.
Yeah.
My thought, my question would be, well, let's say somebody already invested a lot into banked XP and all that.
hmm
Are they going to get a return on what was spent in combat merits, rams, heroic merits, all of that that was invested in there? Because you're talking what, one, two, three, four,
hmm
five heroic merits, which, if you're a crown collector, that's one crown. That
Yep.
So I guess that would be my question. And genuinely, I want them to bring back the grenades. I miss the grenades.
He's still in the grenades.
I am still upset
he's,
about the grenades.
he's still in
Wait,
touch with the
listen,
grenades.
6 years ago when they had the grenades and Riftstalker was a pain, the concussion grenade was the anti Riftstalker. That's all
Yeah,
I remember. He stuck his head out of the portal. It was met with a
the
grenade.
concussion grenade.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was beautiful. What they need to rework is the what is it? Is the airstrike beacon, because I do
Oh
not know
yeah,
what that is.
definitely.
I felt like I had
But
such high hopes.
to answer your question, what they normally do every time there's like a big update that changes the Dauntless.
Hmm.
So in the past, what they always have done is like every time there's a new update that changes the system, they always like compensate the old players. Okay, so basically they bring everything over to the new system. So whatever you had in the old system, they'll bring it over
Okay.
towards the new system. So all players don't lose anything. However,
Hmm.
new players are going to have to grind for those
Yeah.
things.
Oh yeah, they do.
Yeah,
They're definitely gonna have to grind.
pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, like, right here, if you see the image, there's the XP bank. It looks different now.
Yeah, it does.
Um, I'm not sure if this is exactly the art that they're going to use for it, or is they're going to increase the amount of XP that we get.
Hmm.
But that is pretty much it. Let me go scroll for the Slayer Path image again so Baben can see it. Uh, there you go,
All right.
Baben. But basically, like I said, this is not 100% concrete. This is just like the concept art that they're going
Okay.
to be, using as an example.
Okay.
It doesn't look like they're changing much on the Slayer path as well. It looks
Hmm.
like they remove the stuff on the top right here, because here how you can see your merits and stuff that you have, like your combat
Yeah.
merits and stuff. It looks like they removed that in the image. It looks like they also like added some new design to like the icons right here.
Mhm.
It doesn't look like much has changed though, so
I
everything
think
looks
they're
the same.
what is that called? I
Hmm.
think they're kind of um compounding a lot of it together
Yeah, yeah.
to just say, "Hey, this is it." Because I definitely have to say, when I first came back and I opened up the Slayer's Path, I did not know heads or tails. I just knew I had half, like 70% unlocked
Yeah.
and nothing else. I knew nothing. I had to figure out what was going on. I was questioning life and a half because I could not read this. So I
Hmm.
think them being able to um, kind of just tone everything down, just to not have it be way too much all over the place, is a good idea. Especially when new players get introduced to this, because it does get a little, no pun intended, a little daunting, you know?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about with some of my friends, because the new system really kind of screwed over the new players because
Yeah.
it made it way harder for them to gain XP. Before it was
Hmm.
like super easy to get XP, but
Hmm.
with the new system that we have right now, it's like really hard for new players to actually level up and stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah, because now they gotta unlock the XP boost on the Slayer's path, which I think is honestly like really ridiculous because it takes heroic marks, I believe, to actually unlock those.
Hmm.
So it's kind of like it's really ridiculous. I'm not sure why they did that, but
Yeah.
hopefully they removed that.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
going back to the bounties here, it looks like the bounties will be giving us ether dust now instead of the regular weapon XP. I'm not sure if that's ether dust or something new. It looks like ether dust. I'm not really sure completely, but it looks like it's ether dust.
Uh, yeah, I don't know what those are, honestly.
Yeah.
I guess they wanted to keep grinding. They want to keep people invested in actually fighting behemoths, because I know for some
Hmm.
people, especially those of us who spend a bunch of platinum just getting bounty tokens for reforges and getting those big numbers, sometimes having kind of quote unquote the cheat code to finish a bounty, get a bunch of XP, and or waiting for 2x to come around stack just to stack reforges sometimes can get a little kind of overpowered, if you would. And I
Yeah.
think this gives them possibly a new avenue to say, well, if there's bounty, there's prizes, right? When you think of the word bounty,
Yeah.
there's rewards, and instead of getting experience, maybe it's a new type of currency that they would be using outside of just rams.
Yeah,
Does that
and
make
that's exactly what Lieutenant Cernal just said right now. He says it might be the new material that the bounties will give us is etherite. I hope I'm saying that right.
mm.
But Lieutenant Colonel Cernal said that, it might be the new material that we're getting, which makes sense,
Okay, so
actually.
aetherite will
Yeah.
be something that you can use to spend to level your weapon up. So then
Yeah.
my question is, um, I guess my curiosity would be every time you kill a behemoth, does that automatically collect aetherite, which converts to XP, or each behemoth kill gives you a level of aetherite, and when you go back to Ramsgate, then you spend it to level up your weapon? I'm curious on how
So
the new way would go.
that's a good question. I think they'll keep it the exact same as we have right now, where if you just kill the behemoth, it gives you the etherite towards your weapon.
Okay.
But like I said, this is just a concept art, so I'm not really sure how they're gonna do it. It
hmm
might be the other way as well.
hmm Yeah, because with the new currency Aetherite, I
Hmm.
think it opens up a lot of avenues um, because of just how it could be used. Right, you
Yeah.
could use Aetherite to level up weapons. You could use Aetherite to possibly beef up your armor. I
Hmm.
mean, from the concept art we saw earlier with the full set of what is that, phalanx armor, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden you see a bunch of different elements. Does that mean that now you can potentially change what was originally a blaze armor
Hmm.
to something else? So now instead of playing mix and match, you can say, hey, I like it this way, I want it to look that, but I want it to have the element of full radiant set to go fight a behemoth, right?
Yeah.
Especially in heroic escalations, especially in some of the more difficult Dauntless trials, or especially Gauntlet, right? Once it
Yeah.
gets into the higher levels, I'm sure people are going to want to use Aetherite to better optimize their set.
So I'm pretty sure it's gonna be the same. Hang on. To answer Baben's question, um, if you use ether dust to make etherite, I'm pretty sure we might be able to do that. I'm not sure though,
Mm,
because they don't allow us to like fuse ether dust to make cells,
yeah.
basically. So I'm pretty sure we won't be able to do that. But I'm pretty sure that we can probably turn etherite into like the ether dust again.
Mm,
Maybe. I'm not
oh,
sure how they're gonna do that, to be honest.
mm. Okay. Yeah,
But
I think.
to answer your question, sorry, Kirby. To answer
Oh,
your question, um, I'm pretty sure they're still gonna keep the system where you need to have like the opposite element armor to fight a behemoth,
mm,
even though it's not really necessary because right now you don't really need it because behemoth die easily now.
yeah.
So like, yeah, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna keep the same type of
Mm,
system.
absolutely. Okay.
Yeah. So one thing I was looking at, and we were talking about this earlier, is the hunt pass. And this is just concept art again, but it looks like they're gonna bring back old transmogs into the new hunt pass, which I think is a bad idea. They could just like keep them in the cache if the cache is still going to be around,
Yeah.
basically.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah.
but maybe this is just an example.
I think the transmogs are definitely something that not many people have used. I know. Um, usually when it comes to cosmetics and whatnot. Some people go, way, way in there and they just do a bunch of stuff with that. And others, I feel like it's just something that they rarely dabble in just because it's, you know, so I don't know. It can get a little complicated with all the dyes and stuff, I think.
Hmm.
But that's just me.
Yeah,
I
like
keep it
I'm
pretty basic.
hoping, huh?
I keep it pretty basic. If it's the color blue, I'm sticking it on my armor and then I'm I'm good to go.
Yeah. So like I'm just hoping that because before I'm hoping this returns, but before we used to have only one hunt pass, and everything was included in it. All of the transmogs, all of the emotes. It wasn't like separate. So I'm hoping they bring that back because I think the reason why they separated the hunt passes is because they weren't making enough money from
Mm,
those hunt passes.
mm.
But then
Yeah,
again, when you split it like that in three, you won't make any money either way. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. I think it's when you're making the hunt pass, you want to kind of put a bunch of stuff in it while still kind of making it making it feel like they're getting a good amount of things and making sure they pay a good amount for it, right?
Yeah.
One thing that I think I definitely missed out on, just
Hmm.
because the last time I played was like 5, 6 years ago, is
Yeah.
that some of the events that I might have missed, some of the other things that used to be in hunt passes,
Yeah.
um, in order for you to get it, I personally think the emotes and other things like that should be put in the stores just for those who are interested in collecting it. I think for those who are collectors, they would be more than willing to just buy the separate thing.
Yeah. Because I have mentioned this in the past,
Mm,
and you know, if they like have different sections in the store where they can just go straight away to whatever skin that they want to buy
mm,
from whatever hunt pass, that would be so much easier. You know what I mean? But instead, they want to
absolutely.
keep the cash and make people wait for the rotation, to come by because it keeps players, it keeps replayability, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I personally, I guess I still think I would like to be able to buy all the emotes that I enjoy because
Hmm.
I, I I see some of them. I'm like, oh man, I wish I had that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Especially the Frostful Crown. I have a lot of people ask me about the Frostful Crown.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Sometimes it's just you want to get it, but then you miss the event, whether it's New Year's, whether it's Valentine's Day, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, how do I get this again?
Pretty much.
Yeah,
All right, so we know about the lore node. We don't really care about the lore nodes.
mm,
Doesn't look like much change is coming to the lore nodes, except for I guess whatever cells the behemoth armor gets, maybe.
mhm.
And
Yeah,
there, Slayer Path. We already discussed that.
hmm
Not much change. We have emotes. I mean, not emotes, but bounties.
yes, the bounties.
It looks like the reward cache here. So it looks like we're getting some new type of currency for the reward cache right here. I'm not sure what that is. It looks interesting, but it looks like we had
Yeah,
like different gems.
I think you might have to collect different culminations. I guess that makes sense because typically after you finish a hunt pass, you start getting the reward cache
Hmm.
tokens, right? And one thing that I find playing currently is that I will spend the tokens itself, and I still get a good amount back,
Yeah,
just to maintain daily stuff, getting extra keys, and it just feels like there's you want to get the bang for your buck, but it just feels
hmm,
like I could get as many as I want as long as I keep hunting and
yeah,
using bounty tokens. So it feels almost unlimited. I think this is their way of trying to mitigate that. to make it where if you were to spend for it, you'd have to work harder for a different type of token, so that way it's not the same.
Yeah.
So yeah, that I can appreciate.
All right. Bevan wants to speak. Let's go ahead and invite her in.
Sure.
Hello, Bevan.
Hi.
How you doing?
So, good. I like that concept that it makes you have to have more than one currency for those. And I wonder if they're going to keep the challenges because the challenges give you also for tokens for the reward cache.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe they would like separate it to where specific challenges that are maybe harder to get
Yeah.
those other elite ones. Would that be a possibility?
I'm pretty sure it is because, well, the concept of challenges is new to pretty much this season. But moving forward, I'm pretty sure they're going to do that as well because you do need something to get that type of currency like we have right now.
Unless those currencies are the like special rare epic breaks that you get from behemoths after slaying them.
Yeah. Well, that's actually a pretty good idea. They could make epic drops a currency.
Yeah, I think
So,
that could be
Because if you
something.
notice, they're different colors. Like if I'm not
yeah.
mistaken, that first one looks like it's green and then red and then blue.
It might be the first one might be Terra or Radiant. Actually, Terra, actually, because it has like a little bit of brown in it.
Mhm.
And then the one at the bottom has like just blue. So it
So
could be,
it might be the epic drops from behemoths then. So they're
yeah,
basically making it a little more grindy to keep the attention of the players
yeah,
instead of
basically.
people leaving for like getting too bored, not having anything to do.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. I think it's one of the things that makes this interesting and also difficult is to balance um, the monotony of grinding
Yeah.
versus keeping the entertainment aspect of, if I work hard at this, I'm going to be able to get a bigger reward, so to speak, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think one thing that they, I guess, in my opinion, somewhat missed out on
Yep.
is actually is actually the mastery section.
Oh man,
One
I
thing that
hate the
I
masteries.
absolutely, and I think one thing that they could do, e- even though you hate it, I think if they
Mm-hmm.
rewarded you a lot better
Yeah.
in a sense of utilizing different masteries token wise, right?
Yeah.
Let's say if you got Aether Striker related masteries, you want to get the stars, you want to get something. Like, I wouldn't work hard at something if my reward is just an uncommon cell core or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody could farm that from Alira. But if you were to get a specialized, let's say a Terra based
Yep.
benefit bonus, you know, I think that could potentially go a long way.
Yep.
Um, it just allows people more opportunities to feel like if they work hard and kind of bite the bullet to do the masteries, it's
Yep.
worth it, right? Because I know for a fact nobody wants to wear phalanx armor to go fight a phalanx, but if you if you reward them with something really good, I think that is potentially a good market to kind of adjust certain things to get better benefits.
Yeah. I think like fighting behemoths with their own armor and weapons is kind of dumb, to be honest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You're not the first to say that.
I mean, yeah. Because like if you're a new person, you're gonna get destroyed.
yeah.
Because you don't have like elemental advantage on that
That's
behemoth
why
or
you need to
anything.
find friends that you can get a hard carry from.
Yeah.
Uh, Dauntless update. Find friends.
You ain't got no friends, you're gonna suffer.
Yeah, that's it. This ain't a
For
solo
nothing.
game. What were you thinking?
Well, if they
Uh,
do edits like that to the behemoth masteries or even the weapon masteries,
mhm.
what would they do to the players that have already maxed a lot of that stuff? They're just going to
Well,
get those rewards.
yeah, we were just talking about this earlier. So basically, the way that they done it in the past is when there's a new system, the old players will get compensated by bringing the old stuff that they have to the new system. So everything will get transferred, basically.
So then you're still going to have players ahead of everything else.
Pretty much, yes. Because when Reforged came out, we who were the veterans, we were always ahead of the new players because everything got transferred over for us.
Just like when they got rid of exploration merits and mixed them with combat. Anyone who had like a boatload of merits but already finished their Slayer's Path just had a boatload of combat.
Yeah, pretty much. So,
Okay.
like, when they introduced the Slayer Path, for example, new people had a grind to pretty much unlock everything. However, the veteran players, all we had to do was just go into the Slayer Path and start unlocking stuff right away. Because we had the materials, we had all the, proper stuff to unlock the staff.
Mm.
Yep.
Do you feel like you were, even though you were compensated and whatnot, do you feel like that? I guess my question is, do you still feel the sense of satisfaction knowing that you were compensated for the new update and you can automatically essentially kind of get all the stuff? Or did it feel a little, I don't know, did it feel kind of like a little boring after? You feel like
Bittersweet.
yeah, kind of like there's not as much to work for. Like, I'll give you an example, right? When I came back, I did not know jack squat about the Slayer's Path. All right.
Yeah.
The herbalist gathering, the mining gathering, I already had that maxed. I had most of the resistance maxed. I had all of the weapons stuff maxed, all of the loadout slots, all of the weapons stuff. And the only thing that I really had to pay for to still work on was just spending uh, combat merits and rams on potions that I'm not going to use, on grenades that I'm reluctantly not going to use.
Yep.
And the only thing that I feel like I'm working hard for now is the excess, the reforges. And my question is, every time you feel compensated, does it feel a little lackluster in a sense of like, well, I completed everything, I'm ahead of everybody. Am I still in the quote unquote now what stage? Because obviously, as a veteran, you still want to experience new things.
Mm-hmm.
So from my experience, before I had taken a break, they had just done the update for the Radiant Esca and all that, and it was like maybe the update before that where they did the exploration and combat merits combined. That was like a bittersweet type thing for me because while I was excited that I could get like the rest of my Slayer Path unlocked, it didn't feel like I earned it really because I had just banked so much exploration merits that I didn't need.
Yep.
And, when I came back after like a 2-year break and I saw like some things changed, well, like I still have like maybe 3 cells I need to get from updates that I've missed. And I'm like, those are going to be easy because I have like over 2,000 freaking cores in my thing to open. So it's like, for me, it's just kind of now just continue reforging, I guess, because there's nothing else for me to do.
Yes, that is pretty much. So for me, when the new system came out, which was Reforge and the Slayer Puff and stuff, like I said, I had already been compensated with all of the materials that I had in the past, so I could just right away, fill everything in the Slayer's Path. However, when it came to like the new behemoths that they added, like Radiant Boris, you got Radiant Koshai, you have Alira. In that aspect, I still had to grind them basically to get their armor and their weapons, even though they
Well, it was
sucked.
just Alira.
Yeah.
Alira and the Fenrir are the only two that have armor and
Mhm.
weapons.
Yeah, pretty much.
But
And
I get
then
what you mean. Like, at least it gave you something to do.
yeah, but then that lasted for like a day because I play 24 hours a day, so that for me it lasted like a whole day, and then I went back to reforging. basically.
Mhm.
So in a way, I kind of don't feel compensated, but at the same time, I do because I have Reforged now. And with Reforge, I can just keep reforging, and I'm happy with reforging because I like to hit new Reforge numbers. So that kind of keeps me busy. I
Mm.
can't say the same for other veterans, however.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
I know
think
when Reforge came, there was like everyone pissed off about it. And then
Yeah, I
they
don't
were
know
like,
why.
oh, okay, so this is what it is. And then they kind of got accustomed to it.
Hmm.
But I really hope with this update they don't take away the reforges because then that's really going to drive people to leave. Like they've put so much effort into working these reforges and everything.
Oh, that's what we were talking about earlier. Aurelia, she's one of the devs. She already, stated that Reforgers are gone. They're gonna be excommunicated from Dauntless.
really,
So, yeah,
I was hoping to see a Reforge 5000.
yeah, we have somebody that's already getting there. If you have seen Fatality, Fatality has like 3K already.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That
So yeah,
is
he's getting there.
absolutely
It's
So
insane.
is Power Surge even still going to be a thing or they're going to get rid of Power Surge?
well, I'm pretty sure it's gonna get removed because that's also tied to reforging, basically.
Mm,
So anything that is tied to reforging is gonna probably get removed and replaced with a new system.
mm,
Hmm. So right here on the new store, this picture right here, I'm hoping that they actually include this armor transmog because it looks sick. This armor
yeah.
transmog looks awesome.
Yeah,
Uh,
that looks pretty cool. It's like some
yeah,
celestial being.
yeah, it's gonna be an exotic armor piece, I believe.
Mm,
It says, if you look at the bottom right here, it says Tyro blending in with the crowd, pure ether light, exotic armor skin.
mm,
So I'm pretty sure I will buy that if they actually include it. I'm not sure if they will because again, this is just concept art. It's
mm.
not concrete. But if they do include it, oh man, I'm definitely gonna buy it.
Oh yeah. I'm right
Yep.
there with you. I got
And
platinum
then
ready.
moving down, these are the new icons that they're gonna use for I guess behemoths and the hunts, maybe the elements as well.
Mm,
Yeah, I think this one is going to be Trials, like the one with the ram on it.
okay. And those are all what new badges that you can get essentially?
I think this is just going to be icons for like the hunts and stuff.
Okay. To
Yep.
identify kind of which hunts you're going to.
Yep. For like a sample, this will probably be like for Frost Escalation, Umbral Escalation, Terra, Shock, uh, Blaze. I'm not sure what this one is though.
What is that?
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. Well, maybe one of them is Heroic Escalations.
That's the
Yeah.
not neutral one.
Yeah. Oh, wait. This might be Trial ones. This might be normal Trial, and then this one may be like Dauntless Trial down here.
Yeah, the one with the weapons might be training grounds if they keep training grounds.
Yeah, I was just about to say that too. So,
Yeah, the training grounds
yeah,
is useful.
yeah.
Only if you took in a long break and forgot how to
Mhm.
play your weapons.
I definitely forgot to play my weapons. I did not. I couldn't dodge strikes when I came back. I said, "What is this?" It was so embarrassing.
Yeah, and then I'm pretty sure the one with the Ember main is probably gonna be Pursuits. Yeah, I think it's gonna be Pursuits. You'll have
Okay.
Hunting Grounds, and then you'll have Pursuits.
So what's the difference between hunting ground and pursuits? I might have missed that.
Hunting
So,
grounds, I think, is what we have
mhm,
right now.
Yep.
yep,
The islands with the random behemoths, and then pursuits is just an individual behemoth that you're going after.
yep.
Oh,
So like,
so it really separates them then.
yeah,
Yeah.
before we only had Pursuits, and what Pursuits were is if you wanted to hunt down a specific behemoth, you will go to that pursuit. And basically, what will happen is once the behemoth reaches like a certain amount of health, it will run to another section of the island, and you have to chase after it, pretty much.
Okay.
And it
Yeah,
heals once it gets to that spot.
exactly.
Oh,
But it
okay.
doesn't full heal, it heals like a
Like
Hmm.
quarter of a heart.
partially.
Yep.
Okay. I think I somewhat remember that.
Yeah. It's actually a pretty good concept. I'm not sure why they removed it the first time around. Honestly, they should have
Because
kept
they
it.
came out with hunting grounds and said that it would
Yeah.
be more like
Hmm.
and,
They say,
and
yeah, interactive and
there
stuff.
you go. Couldn't remember the
Yeah.
word.
Yeah, but honestly, like they could have just like kept pursuits and introduced a new hunting ground as well. You
Yeah.
know. Yeah,
Which
but
is
I
what they're doing
understand.
with this update, right?
Yeah.
I think they're gonna blend the two, or just have it available for those who want it
Mhm.
one way or the other.
As long as they don't bring back the heroic and dire little orbs. I hated collecting those the first time.
Oh God.
Because you only get one per hunt.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
And
dumb.
to upgrade your level or your armor, you needed at least like 60 dyers and like maybe 15 heroic.
Yep.
It was freaking nuts.
that
Uh,
is insane.
So this right here, I think, is gonna be the new borders for the weapon level and stuff that we saw earlier. It's actually
Okay.
pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely curious on what the whole it looks like. What is it? One, two, three, and then
There's 10 of them.
Hmm.
some kind of star, double star, triple star thing, and then
Yep.
So I wonder if you have your weapons already reforged to 10, if it's just going to give you that up one.
Yeah, everything is gonna be, transferred over pretty much. So if you already had this already, like you'll keep your you'll keep your reforged number, for example, but it's gonna be transferred over to the new system,
When is this
basically.
update supposed to drop?
We don't have a specific date, but it's somewhere in the summer.
All right, Kirby, hurry up. You got to get your reforges in.
Yeah,
boy, oh boy, I'm
that's why
working
I'm
on it.
that's why I'm trying to get to 1,000 reforges right away before the update actually drops.
Aren't
Yeah.
you only at like 700 something right now?
I am 500 and I want to say 13, maybe
Oh,
14.
I was giving you extra.
Yeah. Hey,
Give me
I'll
an
take
extra
it.
200.
The closer I get, the better.
No,
Yeah,
you can't have it because that's not what you really have.
yeah.
No, I want it. I want it though.
I'm still sad that the double XP event is still over because
I mean, we're getting another one on May 17th.
I
So,
know, I know, but
yeah.
it should be right now until May 17th. That would help me a lot.
Man, you gotta be active, man. You
Yeah,
gotta want
I'm
it.
trying. I want it. I want it bad.
and then and then we have the new behemoth icons here. This is the last picture. We're getting some new icons for like the
Okay.
status effects and everything.
VIP.
Yeah, I don't know what the VIP is gonna be. I think maybe if you buy like the
The Slayer's
Slayers
Path.
Club, yeah, Slayers Club stuff, maybe you'll be a VIP.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I would like to be VIP.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how that's gonna go.
Yeah. I'm wondering if it's like a monthly thing because I know the for escalation
Yeah,
you get that bonus thing which is somewhat useful.
yeah.
What
So
the heck would the carrot one be for?
That's for the Easter event. Every time we have the Easter event, that's the currency for it.
Oh.
Yeah.
it's
See, I've never
the
played on Easter. I always missed it.
You never been to
I've never
the
done the Easter event. I've always freaking missed it.
oh man.
I think I came back right as Easter was like somewhat there and about to end.
Yeah, you get a crown and you get a title.
Oh, I miss
Yeah.
that. I definitely miss that. My goodness.
Yeah, you get like an egg crown, and then you get like an
Okay. So
egg
I
type.
am missing 3 crowns now. Okay. Thanks. I thought
Yeah.
I was only missing 2.
Don't forget the heroic escalation ones,
Oof.
I'm counting those.
Yeah.
and then the
I'm curious
trial
about the
ones.
weapon
All I
talents.
need is the Radiant Heska and the Rainbow Crown.
Yeah. So the weapon talents is, I guessing more buffs basically.
Okay.
So I'm guessing that's why you'll be able to add from the Slayer's Path to your weapon, maybe.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay. Because I'm definitely curious in regards of how buffing and given
Hmm.
a variety of these weapon talents can help. Because I know now current gameplay, we have some Omni cells that are, I want to say, somewhat gimmicky,
Hmm.
where we rely on it so much to either hit ridiculous numbers or just to, kind of really just be OP and kind of kill things in one shot, right? We're
Yeah.
talking about Bastion, talking about Tempest, which, although it's cool, the concept is there. I think
Hmm.
I definitely want to see more of weapon utilization instead of omni cell utilization,
Yep.
because I think that's the whole point, right? Of being specialized in a weapon, you want to have um, abilities to do more things with the weapon. I think is important.
Yeah.
I would like to see more of that because as cool as Revenant is, if
Hmm.
I'm working hard to do XYZ just to pop a Revenant Omni cell to do a bunch of damage,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm not as weapon reliant. I'll just throw on X element for weapon and then it's more Omni cell based. And I think I would appreciate more if it's weapon based. So I'm curious to see where that talent tree is kind of gonna lead us.
Yeah. We're probably gonna get more information on that in the future.
Yeah.
Yep. So we are gonna near here the end of the podcast. Before I end it, have you guys seen the new legendary behemoths? How they look like?
Have not.
No.
Man, alrighty then. I will show you.
Okay, okay.
So this is Crutch. This is pretty much like the new behemoth that we're gonna be getting. Uh,
Okay.
Let me just show you there how this gonna look like.
Oh
As you
wow.
can see, yeah, they're still creating it and making the concepts for it. I believe this is what the strikers are gonna look like for it as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it's like a big old crustacean.
yeah, pretty much. He's like a crab, basically,
Okay. Got it.
pretty
Crabby.
much. And
I
then up
still want
here,
my giant Grut Grut.
Giant
we have
crab.
one already though in the Easter event. You get
Wait,
like a
really?
giant. Yeah, there's the Gruk King. No, not the Easter event. The Thanksgiving event.
There was a oh yeah. This
Yeah.
was I want to
Yep.
see that. Well, I guess next Thanksgiving event.
Hmm.
You're gonna have to
So
run with me.
Yep.
yep. Here we
Cuz
got more art of it. This
okay.
is what the armor is gonna look like. It looks pretty cool.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that does look sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. That looks pretty nice.
And then this
What
is
is
what the legendary Valamir is gonna look like.
legendary Valamir?
Yeah, they're called legends, legend behemoth or legendary behemoth.
Okay.
But that is what the legendary Valamir is gonna look like. Uh, Let me see if I can find a Helion. There we go. This is what the new Helion is gonna look like.
What element is that?
It's still flame or blaze.
Wait, that
That's
is still Blaze? That
yeah.
It looks like a flaming armadillo in that one.
it looks like it was raised from the dead, like somebody performed necromancy and that Hellion came back.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like, why does it
Um,
look undead?
Let me see where if I can find the other pictures. There we go. We got like legendary Savit right here.
Oh gosh.
Yeah,
Legendary Savit. Oh boy.
and we have legendary Sherog.
Okay, so
More
Hmm.
Cheroks.
more
Yeah,
Charog.
we're getting more Sherog. We love Sherog, man. We getting more. We're
Sherog has been a little difficult for me, but maybe
yeah,
that's just me.
That's
and we
just
have
you.
legendary Alira because Alira is already annoying. So why not make her even more annoying? You know what I'm saying?
Uh, Wait, legendary Alira is still radiant, right?
Yeah,
So anything that's legendary is still considered the same
pretty much.
element. It's not
Hmm.
like Fenroar, Frostwolf,
Yep,
Embermane, just different element variants, but they're just more souped up looking. Okay.
yep. And then legendary Carabac right here.
Oh, okay. Extra
I like the way
Carabatus
he
skill
looks,
looking.
though.
Extra horny.
Yeah,
Yep.
definitely. Definitely claws for
Yep.
days.
Pretty much.
And what is that
And
one?
that's just concept art.
Oh,
This right
okay. What
here.
about that
Yeah.
one?
This one. This is Alira.
The one
Or,
above it, sorry. The
oh,
Pokemon looking one.
yeah. This is just concept art.
Okay. I was gonna
Yeah.
say. That should be the new behemoth.
I know. And
The
then
not
this is just
Charog.
like this is just ideas of whatever the new crowns were gonna be back in the
Oh,
day. Yeah.
okay.
But that's pretty much it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, the black crown is sick.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm
I love
definitely
the black
excited to
crown.
see what they have, what they got coming. You said it's coming in the summer, right?
Yep, it's
Oh
coming in the
yeah.
summer.
Okay, so we got a couple months. We got a couple months.
Hmm.
Okay. I want to see an Umbrella Lyra. That's what I want.
I know.
I
But
think it'd be interesting to have a counter variant for some of these monsters.
yeah. Well, we have reached the end of the podcast. Do you guys want to go ahead and say something about yourselves so that the audience gets to know you a little bit?
Sure. I guess I'll go. I'm Kirby Poo. I play Dauntless on and off, and I like chicken wings.
You likes them some chicken wings, man. That's how we
Yeah.
go. What kind of sauce?
Oh, you got the barbecue sauce, you got the buffalo sauce,
Oh man,
all of it.
now I'm hungry.
Yeah.
All right, Bevin, what about you?
I'm Bevan, and I love the color orange, and I
Okay,
really hate Lyra, and I do not want to fight her.
I can
My
second that.
least favorite behemoth in the game.
Yep, I can second that as well.
Yeah.
She's like the worst ever. Me,
And
I hate fighting Savid, but I love his weapon. To be honest,
I think it'd be cool to have a dual swords that look like that,
yes,
or chain blades that look like that.
indeed.
That's what'd be good.
Yep. Oh, alrighty then, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you guys for popping into the podcast as well. If you
Thank you
guys
for
want to
having me.
see more of the podcast, you can go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss any more videos from me. As always, yours truly. And thank you so much for watching. All right. Peace.
Bye.
Bye!